When I first got the Tesla, I had several instances of phantom braking that just scared the hell out of me. You know, driving around LA on the freeways, having your car decide to slam on the brakes is not a good thing. But I'll say in the last 6 months, it's gotten a lot better. I can only think of once in the last 6 months it's tried to do that.
Sure.
So
I was just going to say, I think there's been a number of posts in the beta even that it's improved. It just kind of depends on where you are. And part of the challenge is you've got, that's what makes self-driving hard, right? If you do self-driving similar to like how Waymo is doing it, or one of those, we have a limited area. This is the only area and we're doing it there. It's a much easier problem space to solve.
Bunch of random humans, random places.
You can drive anywhere in the US with it. Random humans on random places, right?
I'm sorry, let's go ahead.
It's your turn now, Mark. Yeah.
no, I'm done. You go.
So
it's your turn. You're up.
On the phantom braking, when I had my March 2020 Model 3 Performance, I experienced it once, and I was going down the 101, and the 101 is an interstate in LA. It's right by Universal City, and so there's a bridge. I think it's Barham. It's called It's Barham. There's a bridge, and there's a light up top. There's a traffic light up there.
See that?
So the car saw it. I was this when I first got the Tesla, and the car saw that, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning because I had to come in, had an early call. So I was just letting the car drive itself. I was getting used to it, and it saw that light, and I saw it on the screen, and it slowed. That's like, but then it just picked right back up right after it saw that. So that was my first introduction to phantom braking, and I think I experienced it just one more time on the interstate. But I will say, when I got FSD beta, I never experienced the phantom braking. I know it went to vision only because my car did have radar on it, the 2020 model, so it went to vision only. But I never did experience any phantom braking in the city. So I use it primarily in Hollywood because it's so the streets there are really just kind of weird, and people, there's a lot of people there. So that's where I use FSD the most because I'm mostly on the interstate, so I'm rarely in city driving. So I use it there a lot. So I never experienced phantom braking. But what I did thought was interesting was that because the cameras are vision, I was at a stoplight. There was there was windows and they had reflective tint on it. So the cars that were parked next to it, the cameras saw that reflection. So it would build the car and then the car in the wall too. I thought that was kind of cool that it visually thought it had 2 cars there. The whole cars were reflected into the mirror. But phantom braking was never really a big deal for me. But I know, and not discounting it, I know it was for a lot of people, but in my use case, it really wasn't that much of an issue.
It can be scary. I mean, so I haven't yet experienced it in Tesla, but I'll see how that goes once I get my new Model S.
Well,
but I have experienced it in a Jeep. So my wife has a Jeep, and it has the safety driving assist thing in it. So it doesn't do lane or any of that other kind of stuff, but it does have the auto emergency braking, and it is radar based. And here in Austin, where before we moved into our house now, we lived in a different location in Austin, and at that place there was a road that we used to take every day. It's actually right near the semiconductor fab where AMD used to be in Austin before they moved their manufacturing to New York. But anyway, so there was this overpass on that road, and the car, like, several times would freak out and slam on the brakes. And the first time it happened, we almost had an accident because there was a car behind us and I didn't know what was going on. And that was a phantom brake on a not Tesla, just different manufacturer car. And that same road, it would trigger it all the time. So because we knew about it, we would drive differently to be ready for, that it was coming. But yeah, it can be definitely scary.
Yeah, our Pacifica's got the same brains that your Jeep has, Paul Chrysler, and it's done the same thing.
So yeah,
a non-Tesla slamming on the brakes.
It's not a Tesla issue. It's a automation issue for all cars. And again, that was a radar only car. There's been a lot of debate on TMC and in Twitter and other things about how vision only is awful. You need radar, all that kind of stuff. It can happen no matter what the technology is. It's just there will be different failure rates and there will be different percentages, related to it. So it's it is what it is. But I'm glad to hear all the reports that it's decreasing. It's getting better with Tesla. Hopefully, you know, it'll never be zero, but hopefully it becomes, you know, once in a year or once in owning a car instead